First off, disclaimer. If you hear like a buzzing noise in the background, it's because the AC is on. I couldn't film with this kind of weather. Like the humidity right now, it's like, oh my god, I'm sweating so much. I'm sorry, I live in a tropical country. It's summer. Hey everyone, this is Kat and welcome back to the bookish side of me. I was actually surprised that I'm doing a haul video right now because I didn't think that I hauled too much in the last month. But then when I saw my haul pile in my room, I figured that I have like more than 20 books and I thought, why not do a haul video? So just a quick reminder before I go into these books, I kind of noticed that I've been receiving a lot of comments lately, especially in the last month or so, that they were asking where I buy my books, locally or internationally. And I don't know if you guys are checking the description box or if you're like watching the whole video, because I always mention and I always put on the description box all the links of the shops where I bought my books from. So same goes with this video. Every shop that I will mention in here, they're gonna be on the description box. The links are there, the details that you need to know. Also, timestamps are gonna be on the description box. Okay, so the first few books that I'm going to show you are gifts from my friends, and actually I think half of this pile are from my friends, from the book community. So all of the friends that I'm going to mention, all of their socials are going to be on the description box. So go ahead, follow them because they're just amazing people and they're so kind, so thoughtful, and I'm just really so grateful. Alright, so let's start with one of my best friends in the community. She actually gave out these books to me, and she also gave some to Gerald because she's unhauling a lot of books, and then she thought of just giving it away, and that is Trish from Trisha Paper. She actually gave me 7 books which I'm just really so thankful. This is wild. The first one that I'm gonna show you is the one that I am most familiar with. This is My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan White, I think. I am not sure if that's how you pronounce her name, but I'm sorry if I butchered it. So this one is actually kind of popular in the thriller mystery genre. All I know about this is that there are 2 sisters in the story, Korede and Ayula, I think. And the other sister is a serial killer wherein she tends to kill her boyfriends or ex-boyfriends. And then the other sister is like a nurse, and she was like the one who cleans after her sister's crime. I'm not really sure what this book is really about, but I know that it has like dark humor. It's kind of like satire and then mystery. It has polarizing reviews as well, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read it and see it for myself. The next books that I'm gonna show you are books that I don't know anything about, so I am so sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and read the synopsis a little bit and tell you what I understand from it. So the second book is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafon, I think. I've seen this from BookTube and the book community in general, but I really don't know what this is about. So it says here it is set in Barcelona in 1945. Wait, oh my god, this one, it says that there's like a book inside the book, and the book is titled The Shadow of the Wind. So the protagonist in the story, named Daniel, I don't know, he's going to find other books by that author, like from the author of this book inside the book. And then it says here this is an epic story of murder, madness, and doomed love. The synopsis is interesting enough. I think I'm gonna read it sometime soon if I'm like craving for something historical fiction, but yeah. Alright, the next one is Tell Me Something Real by Kalia Devlin. And I picked this book off from Trish Unhauled because the cover is gorgeous, the colors are gorgeous. I just don't know if this is YA or adult fiction, so we're gonna figure that out. Oh, alright. The story has these 3 sisters, and their mom has this critical condition. And then Vanessa, the middle child, she was trying to hold their family together. And then it says here, but As she and her sisters navigate first loves and college dreams, they are completely unaware that an illness far more insidious than cancer poisons their home. Their world is about to shatter under the weight of an incomprehensible betrayal. So there would be betrayal in the story. I'm looking forward to this, but I think this is kind of like a hard-hitting YA, if you know what I mean. So the next one that I'm gonna show you, I've seen this before. This is on my radar. I think I've added this on my TBR, and this one is Sing Unburied Sing by Jasmine Ward. I know this author. I haven't read any book by her, but she is very familiar to me. So this one, as usual, we don't know anything about it, so we're gonna try to figure that out for ourselves. Okay, so it seems to me that this book is narrated by a 13-year-old boy named Jojo. I think he is biracial or Black American. I am not sure. So it was also said that his mother is not with him all this time. And then I think they're going to move out their state. I don't know. It's so confusing. So there would be so much of like family conflicts in here. I know that there would be, because like the whole synopsis talks about how complicated the family of Jojo is. So we don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, hopefully soon. Alright, next book is also a YA. I think this is called The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James. Probably the reason why I picked this book is because it says it's about the loneliest girl in the universe, and I love stories with lonely girls. I just love sad, traumatic, lonely stories in YA. I just love it when I cry, and I think that's no news to everyone. Alright. So this is literally the loneliest girl in the universe. She was a daughter of 2 astronauts. She was with them when they went outside the Earth, like in the universe, and her parents died along the way. And now she's alone in a spaceship outside Earth. That's a wild story. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but it kind of excites me because I haven't heard of a book with this kind of premise. Alright, last 2 books from Trish. The next one is Map of My Heart by John Porcelino, and this one is actually a graphic novel. It has stories, so I don't know if like it's a collection of short stories or it's just a whole story in here, but I think it's an anthology. So yeah, so it's a graphic novel. This is the best of King Cat comics and stories from 1996 to 2002. Alright, last book from Trish. Thank you so much. This one, I am super excited to read this book when I found out about it, because I think this is like my cup of tea. So this one is called Lotus by Lija Zhang. I think that's how you pronounce her name. But this one is a historical fiction, and this is set in China. I'm just gonna read it to you. It says here, inspired by the secret life of the author's grandmother. Oh, really? Lotus follows a young woman torn between past traditions and modern desires as she carves out a life for herself in China's City of Sins. Alright, so the reason why I'm interested about this one is because first, it's a historical fiction. It's also set in Asia. And thirdly, because of the premise on how like China actually treats their women. I'm just excited for this. And also, like, look at the cover. Like, this cover is astonishing. It's also kind of creepy, to be honest. So those are all the books that I got from Trish. I hope that this video is not super long. Alright, so the next ones that I'm gonna show you are also gifts from friends. The first one is from Richard of Bibliophilic. I don't know his, like, full username, but it's gonna be on the description box. He just sent this gift spontaneously, and I'm just really so grateful. This is actually a translated book from Korean, and this is Being Comfortable with Effort by Soo Yoon Kim, I think. And this was translated by Maria Cristina Carlo Rico and Kyung Min Bae. So this is the same author of I Decided to Live as Me, that book that was recommended by Jungkook of BTS. So this one, when I received it, I was really so surprised. I want to read it so bad, but I just don't have the time to do so. But as far as I know, this is a kind of self-help non-fiction book, and I'm just so excited because like the illustrations are so cute. Look at that. So thank you again, Richard, for giving me this book. I truly appreciate it. Go follow him. All right, next book is also a gift from my friend who is Sai from The Engineer is Reading, and this one, he said that this is like his booktube anniversary gift to me, and I know my friends are just very spontaneous, so thank you so much, Sai, for giving me this book. So this is Starfish by Akemi Don Bowman. I think that's how you pronounce her name. This book, I've been seeing this since last year, I think, and I've been wanting to read this book. It's just that I think I keep on forgetting about it. But as far as I know, this is one of Sai's favorite books of 2020. Same goes with the books on my pile. I don't know specifically what the synopsis is. All I know is that this is YA contemporary and it's hard-hitting. And the protagonist is Japanese because I think the author is Japanese American. So it says here Kiko Himura, that's the name of the protagonist. So it was like she wants to go into this art school, but then I think the situation of her family doesn't really allow her to do that. And then she also has an abusive uncle, which I think makes sense because people are saying that this is hard-hitting and there might be trigger warnings for this one. At the bottom, it says here, from debut author Akemi Don Bowman comes a luminous, heartbreaking story of identity, family, and the beauty that emerges when we embrace our true selves. I don't know, with the synopsis, I'm a little bit sad because I feel like it's gonna be a really sad story, but at the same time, I'm just excited to read this book. So hopefully soon. If you've read this book, you can definitely comment down the trigger warnings for this because I'm not really familiar with it. Alright, so last from this pile, this one came from Donna of Serena Reader, who is a very good friend of mine and you guys already know her. And this one is an arc of a recent release and then she just shared it to me. So I'm just really so thankful and excited to actually read this book this year. So thank you so much for giving me this book, Donna. This is Honey and Issues Guide to Fake Dating by Adiba. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm sorry. Alright, so I've seen this book on Twitter. I've seen this a lot of times. It's on my radar. I've been really wanting to read the first book by this author, which is The Henna Wars. This book could actually fit some prompts for this month as well because the author is Bangladeshi and I don't know if I could fit this in with my TBR, but I'm gonna think about it. The very vague thing that I know about this is that the trope is fake dating. This is YA romance. I think it's contemporary from the cover itself. So Hani is actually bisexual. And then she told her friends that she's dating Ishu, which actually is not. So that's the fake dating trope just for Hani to prove that she's bisexual, because apparently her friends are telling her you're not bisexual if you don't date girls. You have to date girls, not just guys. And then Hani was like, oh, well, I have a girlfriend. Her name is Ishu. Oh my god! Fake dating wins. I love it. So this book will be out by May 25th. I hope that I could read it this month so I could share my thoughts with you. Alright, so those are all the books that I got from my friends. Again, thank you so much. Alright, so now let's move on to the books that I actually bought here in the Philippines. So some of these are from Shopee and then some secondhand bookshops and then from Fully Booked as well. I have here a little haul from those shops. So let's start with my favorite secondhand bookshop in the Philippines, and this books came from Librodega. I got 3 books from them. Let's start with this first one. This is Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore by Robin Slowan. So this one actually is a mass market paperback, but I don't mind. I got this for like 129 pesos. I've been wanting to read this book for years. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't even know what this book is all about. Oh, this is interesting. I think it has magical realism. It says here, rendered with irresistible brio and dazzling intelligence, Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore is exactly what it sounds like. An establishment you have to enter and will never want to leave. That's interesting. Second book that I got from Librodega is actually a thriller from a Japanese author. This is Penance by Kanae Minato, and this is on my TBR for this month for Asian Readathon and also for Army-dathon. This, as far as I know, has like that dark mystery thriller kind of genre. So there are like 5 girls in here, and then one is gonna go missing, and I think she will die, and then they're going to meet a mysterious stranger or something like that. So that's like my very vague knowledge about what the book is all about. So I'm just really so excited to check her out finally, because I've been wanting to read a book from her since last year, and now we will see. Last book that I got from Librodega is one that's been on my wish list for months already because of how great the reviews are about this book, and they said this will make me cry, and I'm excited for that. So this is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Backman. When I got this book, I was so happy. Alright, with the synopsis, I don't know anything about, but I think it's about a grandmother, and old people always make me cry. Aww. Alright, so the grandmother is 77 years old. She's kind of crazy. And the granddaughter is 7 years old, which is also kind of different. And they're like best friends. Oh my god. Oh my god. This book will make me cry. I know it in my heart. I'm so excited to just cry. Okay, so mainly the synopsis is these two, grandmother and granddaughter, are like best friends, and they're kind of different. The grandmother will die, and then she will leave like notes or letters to give to people that she would like to apologize to. And then Elsa, who is the granddaughter, she's the one who is giving out the letters. And it's just okay. So the next books in here are just random that I got from anywhere else. This one I got from Shopee. This is The Sea of Tranquility by Katja Millet. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. I'm sorry. But this one is a YA contemporary. I also don't know what this book is all about. It's just that Hara, one of my good friends in the community, actually forced me. No, just kidding. She actually recommended this book to me. So she said that this is also a hard-hitting contemporary. So 2 people are gonna meet in the story, and they are both from a traumatic background. So it says here, this is a rich, intense, and brilliantly imagined story about a lonely boy, an emotionally fragile girl, and the miracle of second chances. I really don't know what the story is all about, but I kind of see where the story is going. So yeah, we will see about that. Alright, so the next one is also one book that I got from Donna, but I bought this from her, and this is City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. So if you know me, you know that I'm also a big fan of Elizabeth Gilbert, and I've been collecting her books in the past year. So according to the story, this is set in 1940s, and then there is this 19-year-old girl named Vivian who is going to be kicked out in college, and then she's gonna work into this theater and probably live her life into entertainment business or something like that. And then years later, I think she is 89 years old, and she's trying to recall the events of her life. So I saw people actually comparing this book to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't know anything about that, but I just love Elizabeth Gilbert so much. So I'm excited to read this book. I am also so happy that this book is in a very good condition. So thank you, Donna. Alright, so last book that I got locally, this one I bought from Fully Booked, and this is Felix Ever After by Case and Calendar. This is one of my favorite YA contemporary reads last year. So finally, I have my physical copy right now. I am so happy. I love Case and Calendar as an author. They are also the author of The King and the Dragonflies, which I love with all my heart, which I read this year. Alright, so this story actually follows Felix, who is a black transgender, and in this one he's trying to explore more of his identity and gender as well. And then he will find himself in this love triangle, so that's gonna be the trope of the romance in here. That's all I would like to say. I love Felix and his love interest. That's it. Read this book, please. Alright, so last pile, these are the books that I got from abroad, and this just came last week, and I just would like to share all of them with you. Let's start with the books that I got from Waterstones, and the first one is called Jade City by Fonda Lee. Oh my goodness. This book has also been on my TBR for some while now, and the reason for that is because it's all over the book community. I've seen this a lot of times from my friends, from Book Twitter, from Bookstagram, from BookTube, and everybody has been raving about this series, and I just would like to know what this is about. To be honest, I'm picky with the fantasy books that I'm going to pick up because I'm not a big fantasy reader, and most of the time they just cause me reading slump, or I don't know, I just lost interest in them. So I don't want to waste money on books that I'm not that interested in, even though it's like super hyped in the community. But then this series, like, people have been selling this out to me for such a long time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna like this. If not, it's probably because I don't get it. Like, my brain cells didn't function well with this book. But yeah, that's it. Alright, so next book that I got from Waterstones. This one has been on my TBR since last year because I saw this from Hannah of A Clockwork Reader. So this one is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. And this one is a non-fiction. It's a memoir. This story is about the experiences of the author with abuse. I'm not particularly sure if it's like physical domestic violence or something like that, but I know that this book can be triggering for some. But I'm just really so excited about this because I know that this could be thought-provoking. This could add awareness with whatever the author had experienced in this book. Last 4 books for this book haul. I'm so freaking tired. The next one that I'm gonna show you is the only one from Amazon. We bought this during the sale in Amazon, and this is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I don't know anything about this book. All I know is that there are books inside this book because it says library. It's magical realism, and I only bought this one because of my friends. Like, the pressure within my circle of friends, they said that let's buy that book, it's on sale. So we just bought it, and they said that we're gonna buddy read this book, but I don't really know anything. I think that this is kind of philosophical or existential kind of book, very introspective, very about life and, you know, things that makes our life meaningful, I think. So I'm just excited to read it because I've heard good reviews about this as well. Okay, last 3 books that I'm gonna show you are from Book Outlet, and these books we ordered it in February, I think, or January, and it arrived last week as well. The first one is one by Filipino author Mia Alvar. This is In the Country. I've been wanting to read this book since last year for Weekathon, but then there's really no available physical copy in the Philippines. So when I saw this from Book Outlet, girl, I grabbed the opportunity. So basically, this is an anthology. It's a collection of 9 short stories, as far as I know, and it talks about Filipino diaspora. I'm just really so excited to see a different light of Filipino diasporas because these are important stories and voices in the Filipino community. Next is a YA contemporary that I also bought from Book Outlet. This is A Heart and a Body in the World by Deb Caletti. So this one, to be honest, I also don't know what the main premise is. All I know is that this is YA contemporary. It follows a story of a girl named Annabelle, and Annabelle is like this girl who keeps on running. That's it. That's all I know about this book. I saw this from some of my favorite booktubers because they said that this is one of their favorite books of 2020, and I'm just really curious about it because like not many people actually talk about this book. And when they said that this is a hard-hitting contemporary about a girl who keeps on running, like literally and figuratively. I was just really so excited about it, and I just want to know her story and I just want to see it for myself. So I bought this book. Alright, finally! Last book for this haul. It's been a while. I'm gonna have a hard time editing this video. But the last book for this haul is Dig by A.S. King. I think that this is one of A.S. King's most popular works. So they said that it's weird and it's also hard-hitting. I don't know if it has magical realism. With the premise and the synopsis, I don't know anything. I already know that I will like it no matter what. So those are all the books that I hauled for this video. It's a lot. And if you've reached this part, do you have any titles from all the books that I've hauled that you want me to read as soon as possible because it's that good? Go ahead and comment it down below. But for now, I am so tired. I just want to stop talking. So I hope that you are safe, you are healthy, you're happy. Wherever you are, I hope that everything is going well with your life. And if it's not, just don't give up. Alright, and just remember that the world is yours for the reading. Bye, and see you on the next one.